Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. This week I'm going to be discussing my Supra and the 5 reasons why it makes such a horrible daily driver. Now don't get me wrong, I love my Supra. I do use it as a daily driver. If you saw a video I did a couple weeks ago, I did my 5 reasons why the Supra makes a great daily driver. However, if you want to be like me and daily drive your Mark IV Supra, I thought there were some things that you should be aware of before you make that decision. The first reason why the Supra makes such a horrible daily driver is one that you've either kind of guessed or already know, and that's fuel economy. Compared to some other cars, the Supra is not exactly the most fuel economic car. I tend to get about 18 miles to the gallon on Supreme, and that's a combination of both highway and street. However, if I have an open freeway with no traffic, I can actually get as high as about 22 miles per gallon, and if I'm having a little bit of fun, it can drop as low as about 16 miles per gallon. This actually isn't that bad if you think about some other cars. When you take a look at pickup trucks, those typically get about 8 to 12 miles per gallon. If you look at something like a 370Z or a 350Z, those also get about 18 miles to the gallon on Supreme. However, compared to your typical commuter car like a Camry, that will get about 24 to 26 miles per gallon, or even some of those fuel electric hybrids, it'll go 35 to 48 miles per gallon. So if fuel economy is an issue for you, I would not recommend the Supra as a daily driver. If you still want to get one, definitely get one, but maybe get like a Honda Civic to just get you to and from work every day. The next reason why the Supra makes such a horrible daily driver is interior space. Now, if you've seen my other video, you heard me talk about how actually the Supra has a deceptive amount of trunk space. All you have to do is lay the rear seat down, and you can actually get quite a bit of stuff in the rear hatch. However, you have to be careful with that because as you start to put more stuff in the rear hatch area, you can't see out your back window. There have been times where I've gotten groceries and really after I start getting over about 6 bags, it starts sitting so high, I can't see out my rear window. And speaking of the rear seat, yes, the Supra does have 2 back seats. However, they're not really all that usable. I'm about 5'10" and this is my natural driving position. And as you can see, I can really only fit about a fist between the back of the seat and the rear seat, which means any full-grown adult's not even gonna be able to put their feet on the floorboard. You may be able to have your passenger move their seat far enough forward that someone will be able to sit back there on the passenger side, but the roof is so low, they're gonna constantly be hitting their head on the top of the car. So they're not gonna wanna ride back there for long. However, if you do have small children, they'll probably be able to fit back here as well as babies and car seats. However, that's even a bit of a stretch because getting car seats in and out of this small opening is not going to be fun. So even though the Supra is a 4-seater, in all essence, it's really just a 2-seater. The third reason why the Supra makes such a horrible daily driver is it gets a lot of attention. If you're kind of a shy person, likes to be left alone, this is probably not a car you're going to want to drive every day. Even today while filming, I've had a couple of guys walk up and want to see the car and take pictures and talk about the car and pop the hood and see it. So you've got to be prepared for that. There's not a day that doesn't go by that I'm not driving down the street and hear the, "Is that a Supra?" Or if I'm getting gas, I get someone walking up to me, eyes this wide, going, "Holy, is that a Supra?" I mean, this is people's dream car and there's not a lot of them out there, so you don't see them every day. So it really makes people's day to actually see this car. I don't mind when people coming up to me to give them about 5 minutes of my time to let them see the car. I'll pop the hood and let them take a look because it can really make a difference. But if you're somebody who wants to be kind of left alone and you don't want to be pestered, you might want to find a different car as your daily driver. The fourth reason why the Supra makes such a horrible daily driver is, I gotta be honest, the car's starting to show its age. With being 25 years old, things are starting to wear out on the car that you wouldn't have to worry about with a newer car. Like the bushings on the suspension, the rubber's getting kind of old, worn out, tired, cracked, and dried, and needs to be replaced. Also, the 2JZ, notorious for having the valve stem seals go bad. Granted, you can have them replaced for about $700, but still that's money you're gonna be sinking into the car to keep it roadworthy. So you have to be prepared. If you're gonna use this as a daily driver, it's going to require more maintenance than a newer car. Another reason why the Supra is showing its age is the lack of technology. If you become accustomed to having things like Bluetooth connectivity to your cell phone or a backup camera or parking sensors or lane assist, this car is not going to have them. Granted, you can fix that by getting an upgraded stereo system where you can get Bluetooth connectivity to your phone and a backup camera, but you're still not going to get that lane assist or backup sensors. So if those things are important to you, Supra is probably not a good daily driver to you. The fifth reason why the Supra is not such a great daily driver is, let's be honest, it's a collectible. It's a highly desirable car that not a lot of people could get because there wasn't a lot of them shipped over here originally. This is one of the few cars that actually goes up in value every year, but every mile you put on the car lowers the value. Not only are you worried about depreciation, but you're also worried about damage. I mean, let's be honest, people will fling the doors open on any car because they just don't care. Even if you're like me and park as far away from the entrance as you can, you always get that one rust bucket that even though there's 30 open parking spots around you, they park right next to you. And you're always worried they're just gonna fling the door open and cause a dent in your car. You're also worried that someone's gonna crash into this collectible. I mean, let's be honest, there's bad drivers out there. You're always worried that someone's gonna rear end you at a stoplight or T-bone you at an intersection or just not pay attention and hit the car. So that's one thing you're definitely gonna have to worry about as a daily driver. Not only that, but the car does sit a little bit low, and with some driveways being as sharply angled as they are nowadays, you're gonna have to worry about your front lip scraping and various other things. So if you're gonna use this car as a daily driver, you can't look at it as a collectible anymore. And there they are, my 5 reasons why the Supra makes such a horrible daily driver. As I did say at the beginning of my video though, I do love my Supra. I use it as my daily driver and will continue to do so. This was just more for your information if you're thinking about buying one and, like me, want to use it as your daily driver. There's some things I wanted you to be aware of. I did make a video explaining my 5 reasons why the Supra makes such a great daily driver, and I'm gonna go ahead and post a link to that right above my head, and feel free to click on that and enjoy that video. If you have any questions or you feel there's anything I've missed, go ahead and post in the comments down below. I will respond to you. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all out on the road.